National Secretary John Ali.
Well, it is a desire and plan of Mr. Muhammad to make us completely self-sufficient, like other people are. Because the only way you can be independent, you have to be self-sufficient. As he says in good language that we all can understand, we have to take our stomachs out of the white man's kitchen. And so this is one of the significant things about Mr. Muhammad followers. We support ourselves. I mean, in the black community, there are very few or no or nothing that's supported by the black community, because we have not been trained to support ourselves. We support every other activities of ourselves. But the followers of Mr. Muhammad, we have supported ourselves, and that's why we're able to maintain our own private schools. We have our own farms. We have our own newspaper plant. We have our own bakeries and other things, because we do these things ourselves.
In the drive to be self-sufficient, the nation attempts to provide for basic needs. Their supermarket chain encourages the black community to buy their food supply there, especially Muslim products that come from Muslim farms, like beef, bread, fruit, and vegetables. The bakeries across the nation range from a personal kitchen to large establishments that produce cakes, cookies, and pies, and of course, the famous Muslim bean pie. Again, both Muslim and non-Muslim brothers and sisters are employed. From farms in Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia, beef is transported by the Muslims' own trucking service, processed in their plant in Chicago, and delivered to be sold in their various stores. Some of the food grown on their farms go to Muslim restaurants like the Salam restaurant in Chicago, which has two parts, an elegant, peaceful dining room and a coffee shop next door. The basis of the Nation of Islam's program centers around land to supply basic needs. Three hours from Chicago in Cassopolis, Michigan, is a typical Muslim farm operation managed by Brother Cornelius X Williams. His involvement with this farm project goes back to the very beginning.
We started about 3 years ago, shortly after I'd heard teaching in South Bend, and I was interviewed by the messenger, and he was talking about he wanted to get a farm started for the Muslims. And I had several interviews with him, and he explained what he wanted and how he wanted it set up, how he wanted to go about it. And then we started to purchase land in this area. The nation owns it's right at 1,000 acres here now. Well, it was nothing but opposition. Everybody was all shook up. Really fear, basically, just a great fear that they had for what they thought was going to take place.
What did they think was going to take place?
Well, there was many ideas, things that they said. The whites, they could picture a training camp for soldiers. They thought the barns and things that we were building for livestock, they thought that they were going to be used for training soldiers how to fight or something. And the Negroes, they really didn't know what was going on. They were just listening to the white people.
The long, cold winter does not stop work on the farm. There are cows to be milked, lambs to be fed, and eggs to be collected daily from over 23,000 hens, and stored fruit to be shipped. An 18-hour day is not unusual.
Well, right now, things are coming along real well. We have several things that we intend to do yet that will kind of cut down on this labor problem. It's always a problem with getting qualified help. Everybody wants to work, but basically people don't really know how to farm the way farming is done today. See? Sure, I've always worked hard, but it's good to know that what you're working for now is going to someday accomplish something, or has a real meaning. I mean, it's nothing that you guess about. This is something positive. See? It's just like we might leave here going to Chicago. We can all take different routes, but we all wind up in Chicago. And this is basically where the so-called Negroes are today. I mean, they have their own little things, different organizations, but they're all leading the same place.
But there was one man who did go another way, and he is well known to us. Malcolm X. National Secretary John Ali gives his views.